Perfect. Now here we are. Well, welcome to this talk where we are gonna go a little bit deeper on the areas of developer experience, which is a topic that yesterday and today we heard in a couple of talks already, which I think, of course, is quite important. And I see like how DevOps is moving a little bit towards other areas, and developer experience, of course, is one of them. That's why we heard about this term that many times these 2 days. And today, in only half an hour, we are gonna get a high level overview of what is developer experience, and more than what it is, how we can make it happen, which areas we can focus in order to reach the next level of developer experience. And this is what we are going to cover during this 20-25 minutes. So I'll need to go a little bit faster because, of course, if we will have the whole day, we could speak about developer experience and all the areas within that. But today we have limited time, so let's go for that. Let's see what's a revolution that is coming with the developer experience. So this is what we are going to see today. We are going to see the different areas, the benefits, and how to get in place within this domain. First of all, who I am, why I am speaking here. You can scan this QR code that should take you to my LinkedIn profile. I didn't try it, to be honest, so I hope it works. I'm Guillermo Martinez. I'm the founder of TechTic. I've been during my entire career working with developers from all places. I've been the head of DevOps for Accenture, the Netherlands, during 10 years. And I typically work as an executive consultant in the modern engineering, DevOps areas for enterprise clients. Thanks to this role, I worked a lot as technology architect and the delivery lead in a lot of different companies, and where I've been able to meet and work together with a lot of software engineers. And thanks to that, I've been able to understand, of course, how we suffer from development. I consider myself as well a software engineer. So how we suffer ourselves from developing software, how companies suffer as well from developing software, and how we can make it happen in a better manner. Early in this year, from TechTic, we raised 5 different trends in the world of modern engineering, in the world of DevOps. First of all, we cover developer experience. Then a second trend was focus on sustainability. The third one on security, on the evolution of cybersecurity. Fourth on GitOps, which of course is also super interesting as well. And the 5th one on the cloud native domain. Today, of course, we are not going to cover all of them. We are going to focus only on the next gen developer experience, which, to be honest, is something very, very interesting. And we've seen during the evolution of DevOps how DevOps started from an idea, cultural movement, a shift of how we work, how we produce software, how we deliver software. And nowadays, sometimes if we start asking people that maybe they are a bit junior in this domain of software development, and we ask them, tell me, what's DevOps? They might come out only with tooling, tools, and things like that. And of course, we lost the philosophy of DevOps during the years because the market has understood DevOps as something that is a little bit more technical than initially it was. And developer experience has come a little bit to the rescue of that. Developer experience is bringing back the core principles of DevOps, the idea of being able to deliver software rapidly and with more quality, which sometimes we lost just with DevOps, and we only think about automation. And of course, developer experience is the area that works towards making the life of the development easier, focusing on creating the delivery, enhancing the quality, minimizing effort. So really being able to reach the point of how we can create software in a more comfortable manner, which you might think already that it does not affect only development, but affects all areas, all kind of roles that they go around it. So now that we understand what is developer experience, let's think about what are the areas that nowadays they are kind of like the famous domains within developer experience. So this is from Gartner on the emerging technologies. Of course, a couple of them, I hope now you can see that. Yes? Good. So we're going to see the areas that covers developer experience from the Gartner domain. And of course, as I was saying, a couple of them, they are really linked into that. And of course, one of them obviously is all the AI that is, of course, a trend nowadays in all the domains. But there is a specific area of AI, which is the AI, augmented software engineering, AI-powered development. It depends where you read that. That's an area that focuses, of course, a lot on the developer experience, and I think it's something that we should mention today, and we should go a little bit deeper on that. Internal developer portals. Also, we've heard about internal developer portals these days, and of course, it's something that focuses on developer experience. Another very interesting topic, which is the cloud development environments, CDEs. We're going to see that. And as well, we are going to touch base on platform engineering. So those are the 4 areas that developer experience might be a benefit for them. And let's go into each of them to understand a little bit what they are, how it can make the life of the development life cycle a little bit easier, and how we can adopt them. So let's start with the first one, internal developer portals. Internal developer portals has gained a lot of traction since 2-3 years back. One of the main ones, or the most famous developer portal, is Backstage. But to be honest, that's not the only one. There is other ones like Port or Cortex. And of course, a lot of companies, especially enterprise level, are starting now to embrace these developer portals. Some of them, they even build their own ones rather than using existing frameworks or solutions that you can customize. Because at the end, developer portal is the place to go for any developer in a company. A developer portal will bring you the possibility of creating software coming from templates. So that will bring a place for you where you can select the languages that you want to use, the place where you want to deliver, and it will bring you the entire scaffold for creating new products or new pieces of software. So at the end, it's democratize the technology access and makes the resource sharing a bit easier for everyone. It allows, as I said, teams and development teams to bootstrap their applications, their solutions in an easy and rapid manner. And at the end, that means a lot of time. It helps with standardization. It helps with bringing consistency into the whole landscape. So yeah, obviously it brings a lot of help in terms of like speed up development, because when you want to build something new, you are able to request what you want to do, and then the developer portal will come with all kind of assets and all kind of information you need. Not only that, sometimes when we talk about developer experience, obviously we think about developers, but it's not only about developers. We can also think about the people around development. Developers portals also brings you a lot of customization and a lot of functionalities around documentation, about the status, so typical information reporting that you might want to know, for instance, as a team lead or as a manager of development. So at the end, the developer portal is something that is really up and coming. I personally recommend that more for mid and big size companies, or let's say above 200 developers, because it will be a way for you to bring consistency, to bring standardization within your landscape, and it will help the developers to really use what you are trying or asking them to use, rather than maybe start with a lot of questions and with a lot of different pathways where each team goes on their own domain. I cannot really spend a lot of time here because, as I said, we don't have a lot of time in this presentation, but just keep in mind, developers portal is one of the big areas within developer domain, because at the end, it really makes their life a little bit easier. And let's move to the next one, to the cloud development environments. Cloud development environments, I have to say personally, they call my attention quite a lot when I did the research initially, because I was thinking like, well, this is again, Citrix, stuff like that. Well, it's not at all. It's something quite different. Actually, they come to replace these kind of solutions, Citrix and things like that. And as I said initially, I worked with more than 1,000 developers during my career, and some of them they are more curious, some of them are less curious. Some of them they want to try out a lot of technology, some of them they don't want to. Some of them they like to do backend, front end, cloud. Some of them they just want to stay with one domain of development. But one thing that it's the same for all of them is that they hate Citrix. Not a single one said like I like it. Not a single developer. And of course, cloud development environments are going to help them a lot in that. Gartner says that by 2026, around 70%, if I remember correctly, we're going to use CDEs, which is something that when I did the research, I was doubting it. Like, no, I cannot believe it. But now when we see how the adoption of CDEs are going, I see that these numbers might be totally true. So at the end, a cloud development environment is an on-demand, pre-configured with all the tools, libraries, and all kind of dependencies that you require to be ready to code. Let's say it's something like an IDE on the cloud. So you can use it wherever you want, whenever you want, and you don't need to really have a special computer or anything like that. So it's your development environment on-premise on the cloud, where you can always use it. There are a couple of principles around that, which basically they are focusing on the developer experience. So you really need to ensure that the CDEs that they are available, they should be open and easy to use, to access, to customize, to be extended with anything that you need and anything that you want. They are becoming quite popular, and as you can think about them, if you want to know some of the products that are available, we have the GitLab Code Spaces, GitHub Workspaces, we have Amazon Catalyst, we have Gitpod. For instance, as well, we have a project IDX from Google. When I did the research, it was still just a project, not available. But since 1 month, something like that ago, it's already available. And actually, it even comes with AI functionalities. So at the end, when we are talking about cloud development environments, is what it says its name. It's a development environment in the cloud. So you just need a computer with internet access. At the end, you can select any kind of solution that you want to build, what are the frames that you want to create, how you want to run it, and then you can start developing anything there. And you can configure it in a way that comes with anything that you might need for your development, which at the end, this is very important and crucial because will speed up a lot of the developers, because you won't have to create your development environments. You won't have to configure them in a different laptop or computer anymore. And you, of course, you won't have to use anymore things or solutions that they are low performing like Citrix. So that's, to be honest, quite impressive. But if you are not impressed by that, one of the companies that really surprised me, that is one of the big ambassadors of CDs, is Uber, which of course caught my attention because these kind of solutions that I initially thought they are a bit traditional, something like, a hip company, a modern company, a trendy company will use their own developers' laptops to develop. Well, Uber is not. More than 60% of the people in Uber, they use CodePod, if I remember correctly, the CDE that they use, and they reported 2.5 times higher performance than any kind of development done in developer's laptop. So think about it, as a company like Uber, one of the big techie companies in the world, they are really going towards this area. And of course, I think it's the focus at the end, and all world is moving more into the streaming and online services, and not only for video as we could think about, but also, for instance, playing video games. So this is the same thing, but for development. And we can spend, again, more time here. Let's move more into platform engineering, where we actually spoke today earlier about platform engineering, which, to be honest, is one of the key points on the developer experience. Because at the end, the platform engineering, the platform that it brings, it's the ABC of the developer experience. It's the way where developers will be able to really automate the whole delivery. They will be able to consume it in order to shape or shift from development to production without having to take care of everything themselves. And of course, that really means that it will make their life easier. As a developer, just think about, hey, I want to develop certain functionality, and I want to see that in the test environment so I can validate that. I want to ensure that all the tests, they run through that and they are fine. I want to see that on production, and I don't want to do a big effort for that. Well, platform engineering does that for the developer. So at the end, of course, it really improves the life of the developer itself. So at the end, the platform engineering is really a key area, key concept within developer experience, and helps, of course, them to really move forward and being able to reach the next stage. As we said today, it's born from the moment where the development team had to take extra care of the operational part, which was at the beginning of DevOps. But of course, DevOps has grown a lot. And at the beginning, they were only focused on, okay, we develop and then we deploy to a couple of environments. And we have a pipeline that's more or less everything for us. But then complexity were added with a lot of GitOps part, infrastructure as code, Kubernetes, the cloud. And at the end, the developer, as a developer, thought like, yeah, I'm not developing anymore. I'm doing operational work for delivering the whole thing. Then the platform engineering came to the rescue. So it brought a platform that the developers can consume, and they can focus on writing the code, pushing the code into the repository, and for that point forward, they don't need to do anything else other than understand how pipelines work and how the delivery works and fix the code when it's appropriate. But at the end, that makes their life way easier. Platform engineering resides in an area where that provides a solution to be consumed by the development teams. So at the end, the platform engineering is responsible of ensuring that the developers on the development team, they can shift their software without other than clicking a button, pushing the code, and that's all they need to address. Platform engineering, the contrary, of course, brings more the complexity into the platform engineering team, that they need to build this solution so any kind of development or product team can consume it. Important topics around platform engineering, I want to mention that are the 4 principles of them, which is very important that we always keep them in mind when we are building them, when we create them, which are in line with the product mindset. First is prioritize customers, which are, of course, the developers. We need to consider them. We need to focus on them. We need to ensure that we, as a platform engineering domain, we are covering their needs. Therefore, we are adopting this product mindset, which is a continuously evolving product. We need to release as often as possible because that will bring functionalities and benefits to the team. Then it's important that the solution, the platform, is a self-service solution. So no calls, no tickets, no ServiceNow requests in order to do something within the platform engineering domain. It has to be self-service, and that's key for success, because as a developer experience point, if we want to improve the developer experience and the developers, they need to raise a ticket for whatever kind of reason, could be running a test, could be getting a pipeline, could be deploying something, then we are not improving the developer experience at all. We are not really making it good. And at the end, in the discovery, it's important that we take a culture of continuous improvement, because at the end, as I said, it's a never-ending product, a platform engineering, because Every day we will need to cover new kind of technologies, new kind of toolings, new ways to deliver software, and new principles and practices that they are popping up and showing up in terms of software development. And of course, one of them is no other than the AI augmented software engineering. This is new. And therefore, for instance, if we have platform engineering, we need to ensure that we are able to cover it in that manner. So AI augmented software engineering is really a new domain that born in the area of software development, which is the use of AI for producing software. And that's something that we might think about, well, only writing the code. Well, no, it's not only writing the code. It could be as well the part of how we can define the backlog, how we can prepare the backlog, how we can estimate it, how we can do the prioritization, how, of course, we can implement the code, what kind of algorithms we can have, what kind of different algorithms we can use, how to improve, for instance, certain areas of the quality. AI can help us there. Creating test cases scenarios, AI is also quite powerful there. Observability, monitoring. So at the end, it goes way more than just writing the code, and AI can help us out a lot of that. Again, AI augmented software engineering, we have to be a little bit careful because a lot of different solutions has rised from the GPT code available for everyone, Amazon Code Whisperer, GitHub Copilot, of course, that seems to be the main one, Captain Stack, Tab9, there are other things, or even solutions that they were created a couple of months ago and they are not existing anymore, which that happened as well. So at the end, the AI augmented software engineering is an area that is quite interesting for any developer at the end who wants to create new code and they want to, well, see how it works. And if we are able to ask certain prompts like, hey, I need this kind of method, this kind of function with this input, this output, bring me suggestions, it will help a lot to not only to write the code, because it will write a lot of part of the code for you and will save you a lot of time, but also to, let's say, understand, for instance, an existing algorithm that you found somewhere in your code and you cannot understand what it's doing because it's quite legacy. You can ask these kind of solutions, okay, tell me what the hell this code is doing. It will help developers as well to translate from one language to the other. Well, a lot of things like that. And of course, it's not perfect. It fails a lot. So forget about making an application entirely just by asking these kind of solutions. Do make up an application for me that creates an e-commerce domain. That won't happen. It fails, and you need to really understand and know software engineering and architecture principles in order to take good benefit from that. As I said, there are a lot of tools in the market and for each area within the world of DevOps. Which, of course, if we had a few tools already on DevOps, we have even more now with AI. Luckily, a lot of them, they are in line. They are the same ones, but they incorporated AI functionalities. But it's important to understand when and where use each of them. So why we want to invest in developer experience? Let's think about it. If these four areas sounded good, yeah, cool. But why I want to invest in that? Well, first of all, it's because thanks to this investment in developer experience, we are going to be able to reach the customer oftenly, because that means that we'll have multiple deployments a day. That means that we'll be able to release product faster. That will mean that we'll reach the customer earlier. They will be happy. That means as well, directly related, that the productivity will rise 10-20%. So more time for bringing these functionalities into the place, for innovation. When we are able to bring more functionalities, that means that the customers are typically happier and we increase our revenue. When we focus on the developer domain, we are attracting and retaining the talent because we are making their life easier and more comfortable. And at the end, as I said, it's not only the developers, we help everyone working on delivery, working on development. And at the end, of course, that means that the whole employees that we have will be satisfied, they will be happy. Where to focus in order to make it happen? I would say first platform engineering, just to ensure that the whole life cycle of the software is covered and we are able to provide and produce software easily. Then incorporate in the meantime as well practices with AI, so we can start working with them, we can start using them. And then we move more into areas of frictionless development process, which is, of course, the continuous improvement or removing redundancy, ensuring that we have a smooth process end to end. We automate the routine tasks, as it could be the testing, certain deployments, and things like that in a continuously manner way. And then we really focus on bringing everything together, as it could be the platform engineering together with the developers, internal developers portals and CDEs. So at the moment we are able to bring all these things together, we are creating a company that is really focused on the developer experience, and we are able to really move forward. Well, with that, I'm going to conclude. You can scan the QR code for connecting with me and asking any kind of questions. As I said, in only 20 minutes, we could not really go deeper with everything. But if you want to know more about each of the areas or certain domains, how to make something possible, what are the alternatives in the market, how to make it happen, you can connect with me. No worries at all. It will be a pleasure. I got certain insights for that. And let's go into the Q&A, which you might have some question. Okay, I see here on the Q&A domain. It looks like in developer experience, you focus on tooling, the technical side. What about the cultural adoption side? Will developers use the tools? How we? To be honest, developer experience is not the tooling, it's more the culture. And here, of course, I mentioned 4 areas that you might think they are tools, but they are not really tooling itself. CDEs, developer portals, the platform engineering, or the AI. Of course, they are for technology or solutions, and we might think like, yeah, if we adopt them, we are there. To be honest, for adopting them, we need to change our culture. So think about platform engineering. If we deliver software as we used to do traditionally, a platform engineering solution won't work at all because it won't fit. So together with the incorporation of this domain, it comes as well the cultural change, the cultural mindset change on how to work, how to deliver solutions within this domain. Same as using AI, we require a change of the mentality about bringing solutions with AI. So at the end, absolutely, culture is crucial. With no culture change, we won't be able to really ensure anything there. What would you consider has been the most impactful change and the best return on investment? So we can use it to get scientists to prioritize this work. A little bit. I would say all of them. All of them. They bring efficiency and higher quality into the development process. As I said, I think platform engineering it's crucial because for the software that we are already producing today, we need to ensure that it goes end to end in a rapid manner with the proper quality. That's already reported with any kind of DevOps report that we can say, increasing of performance about 30-40%, even 80 times more deployments, where we see all these metrics and all these values around. With AI, they are saying that we have a 60% improvement or more functionality availability to deliver. Some other studies say like it's not true that it was not 60, but 15 or 20, which is still quite a lot. However, if we are producing 20% more of what we produce today, and what we have today, we are not able to deliver end-to-end easily because it creates a lot of conflicts. If we produce even more, there will be a nightmare. So that's why I was saying like first focus on platform engineering, ensure that what we have, we can deliver properly, and then we move into the other areas because we are going to produce even more. So I think this is the part. Return on investment, always small steps, because at the end, automating certain tasks, we can even get a return on investment within 2 weeks. And with that, I need to close because we are running out of time. Again, if you want to know more, feel free to connect with me, ask me any question. And thanks a lot for being here. It's been a pleasure to share these experiences with you, and hope to see you soon.